Have you ever looked into the eyes of someone who is always kind and seen the exhaustion hiding beneath their smile? They are the ones who show up for everyone, but no one shows up for them. The ones who listen to every cry for help, but have no one to hear their own. The ones who give and give until nothing is left inside. Yet they still whisper, "I'm fine." We celebrate their goodness, but rarely ask what it costs. Because kindness, when carried too long, begins to ache. It begins to weigh on the soul, like invisible chains. And behind that gentle voice, behind that calm smile, is a silent storm. A person who is terrified that if they stop being kind, they will stop being loved. This is not weakness, it is survival. And sometimes, survival looks like kindness. But this story is not about how kind people save the world. It is about how they lose themselves while trying to do it. The ones who always show up, the ones who always smile, the ones who never say no. You look into their eyes, and you see it. The exhaustion, the weight they carry silently. Something heavy, maybe even dark. We like to think kindness is pure, something simple, something good. We tell children to be kind. We admire leaders who are kind. We measure ourselves by how much we give. But kindness has a shadow, and if you ignore that shadow, if you pretend it does not exist, kindness can hurt you. It starts small. A child learns that being kind makes others love them. They put their own needs aside. Just to make people happy, smiles, praise. Maybe even love they did not have. Over time, kindness becomes survival. And as they grow, it becomes harder to know who they are. They become the reliable one, the friend who never complains, the person who always helps. But when kindness is forced, when it comes from fear or from needing to be valued, it is no longer kindness. It is a mask. And masks, if worn too long, suffocate the real person inside. Think about the kind people in your life. They listen to your problems for hours. They help even when it tires them. They lend money they do not have. They lose sleep just to make sure you are okay. At first, it feels amazing, even saintly. But if you have been that person, if you have worn that mask, you know the truth. Behind every act of giving is a quiet whisper. What about me? But that voice, it is often silenced. Because kindness, chronic kindness, comes with a rule. You cannot put yourself first. Psychologists call it compassion fatigue. It happens when someone gives too much, when they care too much, when their empathy runs dry. It is not just doctors and teachers. It is anyone who identifies as kind. Studies show those who always put others first feel more anxiety, more depression, even physical health problems. Kindness without boundaries is not kindness. It is self-erasure. It is like watering every plant in the garden, except your own roots, and one day, the gardener collapses, and the whole garden withers. Sometimes, kindness becomes a weapon, not in the obvious way, not pretending to be nice to trick others, but quietly, unconsciously. People rely on you. They expect you to always give, and slowly, you teach them your needs do not matter. The kinder you are, the more invisible you become. And invisibility is not peace. It is lonely politeness. Kindness is beautiful. But there is a difference. Kindness from love heals. Kindness from emptiness destroys. One flows from abundance. One bleeds from fear. Research shows people who cannot say no burn out faster. Helping out of guilt, obligation, or fear lowers happiness and raises stress. Yet, so many of us stay trapped. We say yes because we do not want to disappoint. We give because we do not want to seem selfish. We sacrifice because we do not want to lose love. But the cost is enormous. Slowly, you forget yourself, your wants, your needs. You become a stranger in your own life. And then comes the monster inside, when you bury anger, sadness, limits. They do not disappear. They hide in the shadows. And one day they come out in ways you cannot control. A snap at someone you love, passive-aggressive words, or years of feelings exploding at once. Kindness does not protect you from darkness. Without honesty, it feeds it. Every time you say yes, when you mean no. Every time you smile, when you want to cry. Every time you hide the truth for someone else. You are not being kind. You are abandoning yourself, and abandonment has consequences. Why do kind people struggle with boundaries? Because from childhood, many are taught kindness equals worthiness. Being agreeable is safer than being real. Love is earned by giving, not by being. Children raised in conditional love carry this lesson forever. They confuse people-pleasing with kindness. True kindness includes yourself. If your kindness costs you your health, your happiness, your energy, it is not kindness, it is self-neglect, pretending to be virtue. We are wired for empathy. We feel what others feel. It is why helping feels natural. But if you absorb everyone's pain, without limits, your brain floods with stress, your body suffers, your heart feels heavy. Kindness, when twisted by fear or unhealed wounds, looks noble, but slowly eats you alive. If you feel exhausted, invisible, resentful, you are not broken. You are human. How can we love without losing ourselves? How can we be kind without hurting ourselves? It starts here, with you. Kindness must include yourself. If it does not, it is not real. It is performance, and performance always collapses. Think about an airplane. In an emergency, you put your own oxygen mask first, before helping anyone else. It feels strange. Wrong, but it is truth. If you pass out, you cannot help anyone. Kindness works the same way. Neglect yourself, and your ability to help fades. Boundaries feel scary, selfish, rejection. But boundaries are honesty. They say, this is what I can give. This is what I cannot. Boundaries protect love from turning into resentment. They define where you end and where someone else begins. Setting boundaries is saying yes to yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if some people push back. Pathological altruism shows when helping hurts. Sacrificing your health, rescuing too much, creating dependency. Society loves the good person, but that often hides a danger. Goodness is not erasing yourself. It is being your full self and still caring. When kindness comes from authenticity, it frees. When it comes from fear, it traps. How to practice healthy kindness? Pause before saying yes. Ask, do I have the energy? Do I want this? Does it match my values? Learn the gentle no. I care, but I cannot help right now. Know your worth. It is not in what you give. You are valuable simply for being you. Tend your garden. Friends, hobbies, quiet moments. From fullness, kindness flows. Naturally feel your emotions. Anger, sadness, frustration. They are not enemies. They are signals, guides. Kindness often wears a mask. Smiles hide fatigue. Yes hides discomfort. Generosity hides insecurity. Remove the mask. Let kindness come from the real you. Say yes and no honestly. Be kind without disappearing. How you treat yourself. When no one is watching, tells the truth. Rest when tired, forgive yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Then, kindness to others becomes stronger, overflowing, inspiring. It lifts others, instead of letting them lean on you endlessly. The dark side of kindness is not rejecting it. It is turning it from a mask into a mirror, from fear into freedom, from survival into love. Next time someone calls you kind, ask yourself, is this kindness from fear or freedom? From exhaustion or abundance? From the mask or from the real me? The answer tells more about you than any compliment ever could. The real monster inside kind people is not anger, not limits, not boundaries. It is self-neglect. Face it. Remove the mask. Your kindness will not disappear. It will grow stronger, brighter, real. This is the kind of kindness the world needs. Not endless yeses, not silent suffering, but the courage to love without losing yourself.